Hey there, everyone. What is going on? As always, it's your boy Bobathan, and I'm joined by Zach, who usually joins me for these tier list videos, but this one's a little bit different because over the last 11 days, we have went through and rewatched all the Star Wars movies. We watched them in release order and not chronological order, just because we didn't want to flip from the prequels to the original series to the new ones, because the lack of quality from the originals to the prequels and on is just so vastly different. We actually made jokes about it while watching it. But yeah, so we are going to rank the Star Wars films in the four tiers on screen. We got the best, we got great, we got okay, and we got trash. And before we started, we said we are going to only put 3 films in the best. I suggested we put one from each trilogy, but I don't think any of the sequels are going to make the best. I'm not sure yet. We haven't got there. But we are going to go, and we are going to start with, I believe it goes in order. No, it does not.
No, it's not.
What is that? Is that
It's
episode?
Attack of the Clones.
Okay, Attack of the Clones, and I am putting that in trash. I think it was probably the worst one out of the ones we just watched.
What?
Yeah.
Episode 2 of the is the worst one, you think?
Yeah.
Jeez, I put it in okay.
No, I definitely think it was the worst one. It's between that and another one, and we'll talk about that. Next up, I believe, is that Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, and
that's going right in the best.
It's the best movie too. It's going to be number 1.
Yeah, it's the best Star Wars movie of all time. It has one of the biggest plot twists, which I mean, everyone goes, "Oh, if you knew German, you knew Vader was his dad."
Yeah, shut up. That's just from Pitch Perfect.
Exactly. No one knew Vader was his dad. It was a huge plot twist. One thing, though, Zach and I noted throughout the whole original series is, why the hell did no one tell this man who his father was?
Well, I mean, it's something we kind of joked about, but it's it's part of the thing is that no one told him.
Yeah. So, and he gets so mad when he finally finds out from Yoda. But everything about this movie hits.
Well, Yoda confirms it, but yeah.
Everything about this movie hits. I don't think there's really anything bad in it. I think the ending fight scene with him and Vader is just great. Then he loses his arm and he falls. He loses his lightsaber. How he got his lightsaber back, Zach and I made a joke about as well, because that just went into the oblivion.
I think he just creates a new one, but then all of a sudden it like pops up later in the series.
Because Rey finds it. Rey gets it in Rogue One, or not Rogue One.
Yeah, Maz Kanata has it. Yeah, and
Way in A Force Awakens, and with A Force Awakens, I believe it's the next one. And I actually really enjoyed The Force Awakens. We saw it on opening day in the theater as a school. We went on a school trip for it. And I'm putting it in great.
Yeah, I put it in the same. I mean, it's A New Hope.
Yeah.
2. Like, it's the same movie, but it's very enjoyable. I like it.
One thing I've noticed, though, is nowhere calls Star Wars A New Hope anymore. People just call it, it's just called Star Wars now. So, like, when you look it up on IMDb, it doesn't say Star Wars A New Hope. It just says Star Wars. And I'm like, why? It's been A New Hope for 40 years that it's been out.
I mean, a lot of people just call them by the title, like the episode number.
Yeah. So, but no, I definitely really enjoyed A Force Awakens. I know a lot of people shit on the sequels, but I don't think they're as bad as everyone says they were. And A Force Awakens was a great way to start them.
I like the sequel series.
Yeah. Next up, continuing with the sequels, we have the last one in Return of the Skywalker, right? No, Rise of the Skywalker. That's
the next one on mine is The Last Jedi.
Oh, that's The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Oh, The Last Jedi then. I'm dumb. And we talked about this literally just before we started. Everyone seemed to shit on The Last Jedi before it came out. I didn't see it until way after, because everyone said it was bad. So I'm like, if it's getting destroyed this bad, I'm not going to pay to go see it. I'll just wait till it comes out on Netflix at the time, and then eventually Disney Plus became a thing. And honestly, it's good. I really like it. I don't think I can put it in great though.
See, so this is the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Was this time because the script leaked like 2 days before or something, and so I skimmed it with my friend, and we were like really mad at how they portrayed Luke in the movie.
Yeah.
Like Luke, we talked about this the whole series. Like Luke would never act like he does in the
And
sequels.
he wouldn't, but
Yeah, like it's just so out of character for him. But the actual movie is really good, and I really enjoyed it. And like the way he acts fits the movie, it just doesn't fit his character. Like if there was no prior knowledge to the Star Wars universe, that's a great movie.
yeah, oh for sure.
So
The one thing is, and we talked about this, Luke would never try and kill Kylo. That's just not
yeah.
something that would ever happen. So
I mean, in the movie, it's a momentary lapse that like goes
yeah.
away in a second. He says, but still,
Yeah.
he would never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm gonna put it in great.
I just don't think I can put it in great. I enjoy it. I really like it. I don't put it on the same level as A Force Awakens though.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a better movie than A Force Awakens, considering Force Awakens is just the same movie,
as A New Hope, but
it's like not like as good in the sense of a Star Wars movie.
Okay, and speaking of A New Hope. I think this has to go in the best.
See, okay, for me, A New Hope used to be my favorite movie.
Yeah.
And then when we rewatched it, I was like, damn, this movie moves so slow.
Actually, you're right. I'm going to put it ahead.
Yeah.
Of A Force Awakens.
I'm like, oh my God, this movie is so slow. Like the first 45 minutes of the movie, nothing happens. So I don't know. I'm going to put it in at the top of great.
Yeah. Okay, next up, I believe we have episode 1 of the original, of the prequels. Zach, I'll let you go first on this one.
This one, when we watched, I thought was the worst beforehand. And then when I watched it, I was like, you know what? It's not horrible. Like, I like young Anakin. He's so much better than like older Anakin.
Oh yeah, like when he's a little kid, but yeah. He's not as moody as Hayden Christensen. I mean, that's not on Hayden Christensen. That's on the horrible writing by George Lucas,
which is kind of a theme in Star Wars. Like it's all cheesy, bad writing, but it's enjoyable. So I mean,
where are you putting it?
I'm putting it in trash.
Wow.
But I might put it in okay.
I'm gonna put it below The Last Jedi, but in okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put mine in okay too. I don't know if I'm gonna put anything in trash.
Where do you put the Clone Wars? Or the Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones. I put it in okay.
Okay. Next up, and I'm looking at the last 5 we have, and I want to put 3 in the best, and I think Return of the Jedi has a spot in my best.
Yeah.
It's so good. Perfect ending. And honestly, the best part of the movie is that C-3PO is a god. They make that man a god of the Ewoks.
Yeah. I like the Ewoks. I think they're funny. So I like the movie. The whole battle on Endor is dope. I mean,
yeah. The whole movie's good.
And Luke's like encounters are always good. I mean, freaking Vader throws Palpatine down an elevator shaft, basically.
Somehow the man still lives.
Yeah.
Somehow the man still lives. No, I just think there's not just like Return or Empire Strikes Back. There's not a single bad moment in the movies. Yeah. I think it just hits. And I'm gonna let you talk about the next one first, because I'm pretty sure I know where you're putting it. But next up we have Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One's going in great for me.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be one of your best.
No. Rogue One's going in great for me because I think it's a great movie. I think it's the best. The Vader scene at the end, everyone always talks about is incredible. Probably one of his best scenes.
I think it is his best scene after rewatching these, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best one of the best movies they've made. I mean, it's super interesting to go outside of the Skywalkerverse, kind of. I mean, I know Vader's still in it a good chunk, but
yeah, but and I get that Vader's Anakin, but like that's really Vader's the ruler of the Empire. Like
kind of. I mean, Palpatine is, but yeah.
Yeah, but so like you're not really in it, but you are.
I mean, it's super interesting to see like the Rogue One story.
Yeah.
too. Just like what happened, because like they get dummied. Like you're used to seeing like
The
the good guys
protagonists
win, the
succeed. Yeah.
rebellions win. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good story. It's interesting. So yeah,
So for
I'm putting it in great.
so for me, the first time I saw it, me and my brother saw it in theaters, and we fell asleep. I genuinely did not enjoy it. If we were doing this list then, I would have put it in trash, in my opinion. But after rewatching it with Zach, I actually really enjoyed it the second time through, enough to put it in the bottom of my great tier
Mm.
because I thought it was the second rewatch was really good. Like Zach said, Vader's, in my opinion, Vader's best scene. Everything Vader does in that movie is great. You get to see a bit more of character from him, whereas he's not trying to like bring Luke over to the dark side, and he's more focused on like ruling the Empire with Palpatine.
Yeah, you get to see more of what he's up to as
Yeah,
Vader,
yeah,
whereas before it's mostly just
but
scenes of him in
yeah,
the original, and then you see him as Anakin when he's kind of unlikable. So I don't know.
yeah. So I'm putting it in the bottom of my great tier. And next up, we have the best Star Wars movie ever released, except I'm gonna put it below Empire. We got Revenge of the Sith. My favorite Star Wars movie of all time. It was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters, and it's got to go in the best. Zach?
I'm also putting it in the best. I've always been one that says I love the prequels, and this is the best movie in the prequels. So
By far, too.
and I mean you finally get to see how Anakin goes bad. You get so much of the plot that you wanted to know what happened beforehand. The original series is wrapped up in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
also, such a quotable movie. Such a and I mean I like the fight with Grievous. I like the fight at the end with Anakin. You get to see him turn everything.
Yeah, you get to see how Anakin got like how Vader got so messed up where he basically can't live without a suit. You get to see how he turns. You get to see Mace Windu's battle with Palpatine.
Oh, Mace Windu. You can never forget about Mace Windu.
So I mean, yeah.
Also,
you also get to see Yoda's battle with Palpatine and how Yoda ends up in the Dagobah system all by himself. You get to see why Luke and Leia get separated. It's pretty cool.
You get to see 26 younglings get slaughtered, and Grogu somehow made it out.
Yeah. Anakin blew it, man. He blew it. He missed Grogu.
Yeah. I can't say enough good things about Revenge of the Sith. I just can't physically put it ahead of Empire. Although I like it more than Empire, I think Empire is the perfect Star Wars movie.
Empire's the best one. I think so.
So next up, we have Solo, and Zach and I actually hadn't seen it before we did this watch through. It was Zach hadn't seen The Last Jedi, but it was the only one I hadn't seen, and it was a lot better than people made it out to be.
I really liked it.
I enjoyed it too.
I'm putting it in great. I thought it was fun.
I'm gonna put it at the top of my okay.
I'm putting it at the bottom of great because I really liked it.
I really liked it too. I just don't think when I look at the three I have in great, I don't think I can compare them to Solo.
I really liked it. I like it was one of those ones where like maybe it's not the greatest movie ever made, but it's really enjoyable, which is what the Star Wars films have always been. They've been super enjoyable, so.
I liked, and I can't really. I'm blanking. Was there even? There might have been one or two lightsaber scenes in that whole movie.
Darth Maul comes in at the end and he opens his lightsaber, but other than that, no.
Yeah. So.
Which is what I think a lot of people are mad about is that Darth Maul like appeared at the end. They're like, "Oh, you didn't need to do that," but it's like, nah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I
thought it was like you knew that I forget his name, the bad guy's name, but you knew he was working for some higher power, and when you find out it's Maul in the Empire, it's kind of cool.
No, and I agree, and I also thought they did a really good job making a Star Wars movie without having a lightsaber in almost the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's accustomed to Star Wars lightsabers, blah blah blah. But I mean, Rogue One had a few scenes because you had Vader, and but Solo, it was literally the end scene. That's it.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job on the movie. And I think I don't remember his name. I think he did a really good job as Han. I think he played Han exactly.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
I think he played Han as well as Harrison Ford would have liked him to play it.
Yeah.
And I think I read somewhere that that Hayden Christensen, or not Hayden, sorry, why can't I? Harrison Ford worked with him to help him nail down the mannerisms and everything of Han.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope. And then we got one left, The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I'm putting this in like bottom okay.
So am I.
Okay.
I will say though, has one of the, and people will shit on me for this, but has one of the best lightsaber fights in the movies.
Rey and Kylo's fight scenes are fight scenes where they fight each other are sick, and then when they fight together are sick as well.
Well, everyone, I see it on TikTok all the time where it's like, how did we go from this? And then they show like the prequel fights, and then they show the fight between Kylo and Rey, and they say to this, like, this is garbage. Like, that's one of the best fights in the movies. Yeah. Also, the fight where they fight and they're not even in the same room.
So
one of the
passes. I mean, I think the part where they're a dyad in the Force, like I think that's all super sick. I don't like that they brought back Palpatine. I think like they could have done something else.
Honestly, I saw them. I from the beginning thought they were gonna bring back Vader. I know you saw his mask. But I thought I just thought I thought they were going to do the same thing they did with Palpatine where they had him in like a tank like that, but do it with Vader.
I think it would have been worse if they did it with Vader because they already shown his Force ghost.
Yeah, so that's fair.
It would have been like, but yeah, Palpatine, I felt like they could have done something else, like maybe focused on Kylo's turn to the good side and like trying to turn Kylo more than them having to turn and then team up against Palpatine.
Yeah.
I just felt, I mean, that's fine. It was a good movie. I just think they tried to do too much.
Yeah,
like they tried to please everyone after everyone hated Rise of the Skywalker.
Last Jedi.
Or sorry, Last Jedi. This is Rise of the Skywalker. After everyone hated Last Jedi, I think they just tried to make the fans happy by going to every planet, seeing it. Like it's just kind of like.
So one of the few things I disliked was I wasn't a fan of them killing Kylo. I really wanted Kylo to live.
One of them had to die, I think.
Yeah, I know, but I still wanted Kylo to live.
I think Kylo's dope. Like,
right?
I think he's a sick character. I think Rey's a sick character too. Everyone hates on Rey. I think Finn is a sick character.
Yeah, they wasted Finn.
And they wasted, kind of. I mean, I think in The Last Jedi, that was one of the problems with the movie is that his arc is kind of pointless.
Yeah. They find the code breaker for the code breaker to turn on them, but not really turn on them, and
and it's just
there was so much more you could have shown in The Last Jedi. You could have shown more of Luke and Rey. You could have shown more of Kylo. You could have gone deeper into Kylo's training. Have like a 15-20 minute flashback scene, like they just chose to go with doing like probably 40 minutes of this code breaker shit. So that was probably the only thing I didn't like in The Last Jedi is how much they spent on that. Like you said, it was just an irrelevant part.
They just didn't. I think maybe Rian Johnson just didn't really know what to do with Finn in that movie.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's a pretty interesting arc. It just kind of like by the end of it, you're like, oh, that was like a pointless.
Yeah.
No.
So
it was like,
I know one thing with The Rise of Skywalker that pissed everyone off was that Rey had a yellow lightsaber at the end.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to continue this series. They've already said this is it. This is it. Like, this is it for the Skywalker universe.
Yeah, which is fine with me.
Yeah, exactly. So who cares what? Give her a fucking black lightsaber at the end of the movies. Who cares? You're never going to see her again. Like, I don't know. I had no issues with that. I really enjoyed our rewatch, though. It had been a while.
It was fun. I hadn't seen the prequels or the originals in forever.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
And I had only seen The Last Jedi and Rise of the Skywalker once.
Yeah,
whereas
exactly.
The rest I had seen 100 times.
Yeah.
So, no, that's it for our Star Wars film ranking tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think. Comment your list. I know
I realized my light was off this whole time. It's gonna be so dark.
No, whatever. We're up in the top right corner, anyways.
True.
Comment your list. Flame us if you don't like ours. Whatever. I've already been getting cooked on our comedy sitcom tier
Sitcom
list
tier list. There you go.
because of me not liking The Office. But it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.
Peace.